A significant evening in Spurs season, which will certainly help determine the sort of schedule that they are set to face over the next few months of it. Former Republic of Ireland international Gary Breen is alongside me in the commentary box. We'll get to him in a moment because Harry Kane is in already. And that was almost a staggering start. Just seconds into the contest and the headlines were waiting to be written.
Straight away, you see the quality. We know about his goals, but the movement more than anything. Just pulling on the shoulders, a lovely diagonal ball. First touch is brilliant. You fully expect Harry Kane then to bend it into that far post, but he just doesn't manage to get the whip in it.
Silva was the target for the longer ball. Eric Dyer goes back to Golini's got a bit of work to do here and turned into trouble.
Tries to work it onto his stronger right foot. The pass back wasn't particularly good from Dyer, but gets closed down quickly, doesn't get the ball out of his feet. He's lucky to get away with that. I think he'll take that in the situation he got himself into. Marking Harry Kane, Dyer in that 6-yard box, looking to pick up the flight of anything that comes in. It's an in-swinger. It's up to the lads marking just to block the run to enable them to go and attack this delivery.
Was a threatening one towards that near post area, and having made the contact, he might have backed himself to do a little bit better. Not from the back meeting that one, Rui Pires.
He's worked really well to get in front. Lucas Moura there, and just looking for, just trying to block up the areas, but Tottenham were breaking.
He was the player caught out. The shot, when it comes, didn't quite dip quickly enough from Lo Celso.
Positive start by him. You think about the quality he has in that left foot, you want to be trying to get him in that number 10 area with sight of goal. The only frustration for him there would be that he didn't work the keeper.
Silva stopped in his tracks. Harry Winks comes away with it. This is Heel. Offside flag stayed down, he's picked out Harry Kane! It didn't take long. It was always likely to be part of the story. Well, those Spurs fans might have feared it was a sight they wouldn't see again earlier in the summer. Now it is a sight they expect to see a lot more of this season. Harry Kane scores for Spurs.
It's a brilliant play, it really is, and it starts all the way back from Harry Winks. We talk about that recovering tackle, reading the situation, losing his athleticism, and then having the ability to make the pass. Initially, Harry Kane's in offside position, reads that situation, gets back onside and attacks the box. And as soon as Hill gets that pass, which is a brilliant pass into his feet, Harry Kane's first touch, doesn't panic, is brilliant, sets himself, and what a finish.
Goal number 39 in European competition for Spurs. Nobody. Doherty. Lucas Moura taking over, does look full of running in the early stages and taking some stopping. Lo Celso, he's still going as well. And can anybody apply the touch? Not quite. Agonising for Sessegnon in particular and for Spurs.
When he gambles across his defender, just throws a right foot out there, hoping to get that final touch of the back post, Sessegnon, but it doesn't work out. Great feet by Lo Celso here, drops it. You initially think he's going to open up the goal on his left-hand side, but he drives onto his right, and the ball ricochets across. And you have to say Sessegnon has an opportunity to get his toe on it, but somehow misses the ball.
Take a little look.
As well for Hill is that he has that personality to say, listen, play me that ball. Don't just accept that people are not seeing those runs. Just that opportunity there for Matt Doherty. Being unselfish to pass it, but slightly behind Harry Kane.
Had some illustrious names in recent years. They will have defensive work to do because Kane has played the pass for Brian Hill, who continued his run. He's got Lucas Moura making his way into the middle. And he's the target. Just rolled in a little too close to the keeper, and Andre Ferreira holds on.
That's brilliant play by him. Plays it across through the defender's legs, but the awareness of Kane. Looked over his right shoulder. You don't think he's going to play the reverse pass, but he does. Hill gets into the box with a complexion change. It's a lovely threaded pass. Just hope.
So just about getting the better of Antunes. Harry Kane to Brian Hill, deflected.
Oh, off the post.
A fraction away, and the goalkeeper rendered a spectator by that deflection.
Well, we keep talking about this young man who gets into that 10 area, and you're hoping that he can work it, manoeuvre it onto his strong left foot, and then take the strike. He gets a great deflection, and at that moment, Ferreira is rooted to the spot. He's absolutely praying that that drifts past his far post, and it just clips it.
Corner to come, Lo Celso to take. The referee has just spotted something though before he will permit that. That's a word with Kane here, doesn't he?
Just always set up zonal marking. I wonder whether or not a short one's on, just to move him a little bit around.
Rui Pires, the other player involved, as Lo Celso does deliver. It should be the goalkeepers, and it's confident handling from Ferreira. Still breathing a sigh of relief, I'm sure, and he might have landed his team back in trouble again with that. Brian Hill to Harry Kane, found the time to turn. Again, it's deflected, it almost breaks for Lo Celso. He was able to get a foot in. This is Kane to turn the tie around for Tottenham. Perfectly placed to pick up the pieces. He's back in business all right.
Harry Kane perfectly placed, you say. How often have we seen that for Tottenham? And we're seeing it again. There were so many supporters here, certainly anyone associated with the club who doubted whether that would happen. But back in the Spurs shirt and back amongst the goals.
Well, Pacos had their chances to get this clear and have paid a heavy price.
Sometimes you talk about Harry Kane, great movement, but he just jogs and ambles into that position. And the reason he does is because that is space in the box. He doesn't need to run where there may be defenders. He just waits and says, well, listen, if it breaks to me, I'm ready. And we saw with the quality of that finish, he certainly was.
All smart ball and be this Tottenham free kick. Kane, an obvious target in the middle, Dyer's up from the back as well. Lo Celso waits to take. Lo Celso going for goal, and glory. I wasn't too far away.
Good whip on it. Just looks like he's rising and just pulling away from that near post at the last moment. But he's certainly got the ability for doing attacking to that zonal marking area where you see all those yellow shirts.
Plenty of movement in the middle, awaiting Lo Celso's delivery. Dyer was in there, so to Doherty trying to return it out as far as Brian Hill.
Oh, a deflection again. The touch, initially you're thinking strike it straight away, sees the defender come rushing out of him, and has that composure then to touch it, commit the defender and open up the goal, and you're thinking it's a great strike. Harry Kane gets out of the way, but somehow the defender just managed to stick a leg out to divide it over.
Every weekend after the international break for Spurs, who are in again here with Doherty. Lo Celso, brilliant turn. Just couldn't quite squeeze home the finish, but there's still the threat. The referee's whistle has gone.
It's brilliant play. Doherty again threatening him behind. That first touch takes him wider. If he'd had a better touch, he could have been in on goal himself. At times he's run perfectly. Comes back to Lo Celso. It's a lovely turn, but he's just stretching. It seems just to get that contact, and there's no real contact on the strike, but you have to say Ferreira in goal does brilliantly to save it with his right foot.
Lo Celso, a good ball. Brian Hill opens up for him, and he's a fraction away with the finish. That would surely have wrapped up the game.
Brilliant movement, it really was. Initially the ball breaks centre midfield. Harry Kane looks like the first pass, but recognises that Hill's making a powerful run on the outside. So Harry Kane does what he does so well. He narrows up that defence, gets out of the way to create the space for him. The first touch is good, second as well. And now you're looking for a good contact, but he just evades that far post.
Did have the time to
sit back hard and low to that near post area again. But is it a cutback for Kane? Looks like it is. I wonder whether or not these Tottenham players will run in to crash against the... And here's the cutback. No. Hill's got in the way. Oh, it's a goal!
It has flashed all the way in, and that might just settle it. It worked out rather well for Spurs in the end, didn't it? Lo Celso's effort beating Andre Ferreira and everybody. It's 3-0 on the night. Spurs 3-1 up on aggregate. And heading, certainly it seems, to the group stages.
Ferreira in goal, can't believe it. But there was whip, there was pace on him. I don't think initially he was looking to go for that near post. I think he had something with Harry Kane for the cutback, but Hill got in the way. And suddenly he felt, well, listen, I'm going to whip it in there. And the defender in his attempts to clear the ball just gets the faintest of touches, and it's exactly what Tottenham needed.
18 Giovanni Lo Celso.
Doesn't quite come off as intended, but Spurs perhaps with the platform now to really enjoy themselves. Going into the closing quarter of an hour, Lo Celso doing just that, in towards Son. Not quite.
In terms of the upturn from last week to this, Lo Celso is unrecognisable in terms of his creativity, how good he's been in possession of the ball, the threat he's been going forward. So none of that in the first leg. Son's time with his runs there, brilliant. The only big surprise is that he doesn't hit the back of the net.
Ryan has gone beautifully. Can he find the angle? It's off the post. Did beautifully there to create.
Just putting it in behind. But Bergwijn, we talked about his ability, how dynamic he is. And you are hoping that he can really add goals to his game as such, because obviously he makes that breakthrough at PSG.
It's for business. Joybier playing the pass. This is Doherty to deliver on the run. And the visitors with an effort. It's a deeper delivery this time. It falls for Joybier to take it on and asking Sir Wilton to chase it, and Romero just gets across and goes back to Galini. Son's the target this time. And they come back from the offside position. Min Son.
Oh, post again. That must be the fourth time.
Well, it really could have been many more for Spurs.
So difficult for the Pacos defence there. Initially, Son's in an offside position, so they squeeze the pitch. Suddenly the ball goes back. He's able to run back onside, and he's away. They're never going to recover. And when he gets you 1v1 in those situations, you're so scared as the defender, because he can go left or right.